Today I'm going to do a brake fluid change on a 2012 Nissan Pathfinder. I'll be using some regular paper towels. I have .3 brake fluid, specially formulated for Asian vehicles. I have a one-man brake bleeder kit, which is essentially a bottle with a tube that runs to the bottom to prevent air bubbles from coming back into your brake system. I'll be using just a single 10mm wrench. I have a syringe to remove brake fluid from the brake fluid reservoir before starting the flush on the brake calipers. And as always, when dealing with petroleum-based products and oils, I always wear a set of gloves. So the recommended dealership cost on this job can be seen here: $122 for labor, about $40 for parts. With taxes and miscellaneous, total cost to be $187.51. So I'll find out if this is a good cost-saving DIY project, or if it's something that you might just want to go to the dealership and have them do for you. So before starting the actual brake bleeding process, I would like to point out I did disconnect the negative terminal. So for the Nissan Pathfinder, the 2012 version, it is recommended that you change your brake fluid every 96,000 kilometers or every 4 years, whichever comes first. Because I don't know when this was actually changed since I purchased it, I am just going to do the service now. The other thing you could look for if you don't have a recommended maintenance schedule for your vehicle is just check the condition of the fluid. If it's gone extremely dark, it means it likely has absorbed too much water, and you could change it, or you can get a tester kit, but it may be cheaper in the long run just to do the change yourself rather than buy the whole tester kit. The first thing we're going to do is obviously just remove the cap from the brake fluid reservoir, and then use the syringe and tube to remove as much fluid from the reservoir as possible. Before starting, I recommend you just have some paper towel or shop rags on hand, because you only want the brake fluid inside of the brake fluid reservoir and nowhere else. You don't want it on your paint because it will damage it. Now that the old fluid is being removed from the reservoir, we're going to reinstall the filter and refill it with fresh brake fluid. And the reason you want to do this procedure first is so that you don't have to pull all the old brake fluid through the system, and it'll speed up the process overall. And prior to starting the bleeding process, we're just going to rest the cap back on the reservoir loosely, so that no debris gets in there while we're working around the vehicle. So before we start bleeding the brakes, it is important to note the sequence that has been recommended in the service manual is passenger side rear, then driver side front, then driver side rear, and finally passenger side front, in that order. So this is the passenger side rear brake. You can see the brake bleeder here. I've already removed the small rubber cap that goes on them. The first thing we're going to do is hook up the brake bleeding kit, and then we're going to mount the bottle in a position higher than the actual brake bleeding nipple. We'll use our 10mm wrench and loosen it off until we see brake fluid flowing back into the bleeding kit. Okay, now that we have brake fluid moving into the bleeding kit, I'm going to pump the brakes a few times to ensure the brake fluid moves through the system and pushes any air bubbles out. So because this bleeder kit's actually fairly small, I am going to have to drain some of this off periodically, particularly on the first brake that we bleed, because it is going to have sort of the most old fluid that comes out. All the other brakes will go much quicker. And this system repeats itself until fresh brake fluid is coming out and it's no longer as brown as it is. So while you're doing the brake bleeding process, it's very important not to allow your brake fluid reservoir to run dry, as that will introduce air bubbles into the brake system from the top end. So once it gets down to about a quarter full, I come up and I put in some fresh brake fluid. And normally on the first brake I like to run at least the one entire reservoir full of fresh brake fluid through the system, just to make sure all the lines are filled with new brake fluid. So now that I'm satisfied that the passenger side rear brake is pushing out only new brake fluid, I'm going to do a quick inspection of the tube to ensure that there's no bubbles within it, and I confirm that there is not. And I'm going to leave the bottle in place above the brake bleeding nipple, and I'm going to actually tighten the bolt while it's still hooked on, so that I don't introduce any air into the system. And once it's all off, I'm going to just snug it up to make sure that it's properly tightened. Of note, I'm going to give sort of the bolt and bleeding valve a good wipe down to make sure that if there's any leaks, I'll notice them immediately. And finally, I'm going to reinstall the rubber cap. Moving to the front driver's side brake, the procedure is the same. We're going to install the brake bleeding kit. And open the bleeding valve. And we can see that there's brake fluid now moving through the system, and we're going to go to the brake pedal and essentially depress it in the same manner as before. Press and release, and then once this reservoir bottle, which is now above the brake, is full, we're going to empty it and repeat that process. Okay, once we're happy, we have fresh fluid flowing through this brake caliper, and there's no bubbles in the line. Once again, we're going to tighten it with the system in place, and then remove the brake bleeding kit. We're going to ensure the bleeder valve is tight. And just like last time, we're going to give it a good wipe down, so that if there are any leaks, we'll be able to identify that right away. And the last step is to reinstall the rubber cap. And just like last time, we're going to ensure the brake fluid reservoir is filled prior to moving on to the next brake. Okay, we are now on the rear driver's side. To finish this project, I'm going to fill the empty containers with the old brake fluid and return them to a city-run reuse center, which I can do at no cost. The total dealership quote for this job was 187 Canadian dollars. I paid $32 for 2 bottles of brake fluid and $13 for the bleeding kit, for a total DIY cost of $45, which is a savings of 142 Canadian dollars. Overall, the job took about an hour and a half to complete. I would do this job again, though I would say it is a bit more difficult and overall messy than an oil change, but offers a greater cost savings. Thanks for checking out my video, and don't forget to like and subscribe.